For millions of years, humans have reigned as Earth's apex species. But what if that reign is quietly coming to an end? Not by war, not by some alien invasion, but through a slow, creeping force we barely notice, until it's too late. The warning signs are already flashing red. Species are vanishing. Ecosystems are breaking down. And scientists now believe we may be living through a mass extinction event, one that we caused, and one that we might not survive. There have been 5 mass extinctions in Earth's history, each reshaping life on the planet forever. Today, many experts argue that we're entering, or already in, the 6th. And this one isn't being caused by an asteroid. It's being driven by us. So how bad is it really? And how close are we to becoming just another fossilized species in Earth's history? Let's find out. To understand what might happen to us, we first need to look at what's happened before. Earth is no stranger to extinction events. In fact, it's experienced 5 major mass extinctions, each wiping out the vast majority of life in a geological blink. These weren't slow declines. They were violent, sudden resets of the entire biosphere. Let's walk through them. First extinction, Ordovician Silurian, 443 million years ago. Life was still mostly in the oceans. Then a global ice age hit. Sea levels plummeted. Oxygen levels crashed. Nearly 85% of marine species vanished in just a few million years. Second, late Devonian, 372 million years ago. Plants had just colonized land, but massive volcanic eruptions poisoned the oceans. Coral reefs collapsed. About 75% of species died. The dominant armored fish of the time, placoderms, were wiped out forever. Third, the Permian-Triassic extinction, 252 million years ago. Known as the Great Dying, this was the worst extinction in Earth's history. A volcanic apocalypse in Siberia released trillions of tons of greenhouse gases. Oceans acidified. The sky turned toxic. Over 90% of species gone. Even insects weren't spared. It took Earth 10 million years to recover. Fourth, Triassic-Jurassic, 201 million years ago. Once again, volcanic mayhem was to blame. Up to 80% of life disappeared. The extinction cleared the path for dinosaurs to dominate the Earth for the next 135 million years. Fifth, Cretaceous-Paleogene, 66 million years ago. The most famous one. A 6-mile-wide asteroid slammed into what is now the Yucatan Peninsula. It ended the reign of the dinosaurs, triggered global wildfires, and blotted out the sun. 75% of all life died out, including marine reptiles and the last of the pterosaurs. Each of these events was devastating. But here's the thing, they were all natural, cosmic impacts, supervolcanoes, tectonic shifts. The 6th? That's different. This time, the extinction is man-made. Scientists have a name for this new era, the Anthropocene, a time defined by human impact on the planet. Since the Industrial Revolution, we've altered every system on Earth. We've rewritten the atmosphere's chemistry, cleared half the world's forests, dredged and reshaped entire oceans, built over 38,000 large dams, blocking rivers and displacing species, released 8 billion tons of plastic, most of which still exists. And the result? A planet spinning toward collapse. Species are going extinct at a rate 100 to 1,000 times higher than the natural background rate. We're losing birds, mammals, reptiles, amphibians, and fast. Unlike past extinction events, this one is creeping. It doesn't have a single explosion or cosmic event. Instead, it has dozens of drivers all working together. Habitat destruction. We've turned rainforests into farmland. Cities now sprawl across former ecosystems. Climate change. The planet has warmed by 1.2 degrees Celsius in just 150 years. That's faster than any warming period in the last 66 million years. Overexploitation. Industrial fishing is depleting oceans. Poaching, logging, and mining are stripping resources faster than they can replenish. Pollution. From microplastics in whales to toxic runoff in rivers, pollution is strangling life at every level. Invasive species. Global travel and trade have relocated species into places they were never meant to be, outcompeting and destroying native life. If that sounds overwhelming, it is. Scientists are warning that we may be approaching irreversible tipping points. Let's talk data, because behind every extinction statistic is a warning shot to humanity. Over 1 million plant and animal species are currently threatened with extinction, according to the UN's Intergovernmental Science Policy Platform on Biodiversity. Since 1970, the World Wildlife Fund reports a 69% drop in global vertebrate populations. That includes birds, mammals, reptiles, amphibians, and fish. Over 40% of amphibians, 25% of mammals, and 33% of coral reefs are teetering on the brink. Nearly 75% of insect biomass has vanished in some European countries over the past few decades. This includes bees, without which modern agriculture would collapse. It's not just remote jungle frogs or obscure beetles. Charismatic, once abundant species are vanishing. African elephants could go extinct in our lifetimes due to habitat loss and poaching. Tigers occupy just 7% of their historical range. Orangutans are now critically endangered as palm oil plantations replace forests. And in the oceans, 90% of the world's fish stocks are overexploited. Coral reefs, home to 25% of marine life, could collapse by 2050. Entire food chains are destabilizing, from plankton to apex predators like sharks. Here's where it gets existential. The sixth extinction isn't just an environmental crisis, it's a human survival threat. We depend on biodiversity more than we realize. Pollination. Bees, butterflies, and bats pollinate over 75% of our crops. Lose them, and we lose food. Clean water. Wetlands and forests filter water naturally. Remove them, and water becomes more expensive and scarce. Soil fertility. Microorganisms and decomposers keep soil healthy. Without them, farming collapses. Climate regulation. Forests absorb CO2. Oceans regulate temperature. Destroy these systems, and we spiral into climate chaos. Medical discoveries. Over 50% of modern medicines are derived from plants and animals. Every species lost is a potential cure we'll never know. And yet, we are killing the very systems that keep us alive. It's a vicious cycle. We destroy nature, climate worsens, ecosystems collapse, resources vanish, conflict rises, more destruction. We are entering what some scientists call the death spiral of civilization. Unless we act now, the dominoes keep falling. Here's the terrifying truth. We are already in motion. Mass extinction events don't unfold in a single day. They span decades, centuries, millennia. But they all start the same way, with ecosystem destabilization, species die-offs, and rising environmental stress. That's exactly what we're seeing now. The oceans are getting warmer and more acidic. Coral reefs are bleaching out. Insects are vanishing. Forests are drying and burning. The Arctic is melting faster than even worst-case models predicted. But what happens next? We start crossing tipping points. Permafrost thawing releases methane, a greenhouse gas far more potent than CO2. Rainforests switch from carbon sinks to carbon sources, accelerating climate change. Pollinator collapse slashes global food yields, triggering famines in already fragile regions, and it snowballs from there. What's often overlooked is that climate collapse leads to societal collapse. Food insecurity triggers migration. Resource scarcity ignites conflict. Cities become harder to live in. Disease spreads faster. You don't need to imagine a single apocalyptic event. Instead, picture a slow-motion unraveling of modern civilization, driven not by bombs, but by biodiversity loss, bad harvests, failing infrastructure, and displaced populations. And unlike past extinction events, this time, the most intelligent species on Earth saw it coming and still walked straight into it. So, is humanity doomed? Not yet. But the window is closing fast. We are the first species in Earth's history with the power to recognize an extinction event as it's happening, and the tools to stop it. We can protect ecosystems before they collapse entirely, rewild land and restore habitats that support keystone species, ban destructive practices like deep-sea mining, illegal logging, and trophy hunting, shift to regenerative agriculture, reducing our dependence on synthetic fertilizers and monocultures. Cut emissions fast, not by 2050, but now, today. We already have the science. We already have the warnings. What we lack is the political will and a public that understands how serious this is. The Sixth Mass Extinction isn't just about saving polar bears or pandas. It's about saving the stability of the only biosphere that supports human life. This is a test, not of technology, but of wisdom. Will we be the first intelligent species to evolve on Earth, and then knowingly wipe itself out? Or will we be the first to break the pattern and survive our own self-made crisis? That's the choice we're facing right now. So, is the Sixth Mass Extinction already happening? The evidence says yes. Species are vanishing. Ecosystems are cracking. And if we stay on this path, humans will become part of the casualty list. What do you think? Can humanity change course in time? Or are we already too deep into the sixth extinction? Until next time on Our Planet Extinct.